Hi folks, it's been I think a couple of weeks probably since I've posted anything, and that's not because nothing's been going on around here. It's been pretty busy. The hard drive in the computer crashed, died, so that's one of the reasons you haven't seen anything. The computer was at Apple getting fixed for almost a week, and we got that back. And it seems to be up and running. I'm not sure if all my files are like they were before, but most of them are in there and everything seems pretty cool. So anyway, we got the compressor installed, as you can see. Right now I just have an air hose connected to it. I haven't taken the time to run air lines yet. That's really not a high priority, right? As long as I can use the compressor and the hose satisfies that need on a temporary basis. But anyway, the wall is done, the compressor's connected. It did have a little problem with it when I started it up. There's a check valve where the main air line goes from the pump into the tank, so the air goes one way, and when it shuts off, it does not put air pressure back onto the cylinders. Well, that check valve had a piece of Teflon tape stuck in it, so whenever the machine stopped, the compressor stopped pumping. If you turned it off or it stopped on its own, with that little piece of Teflon tape caught in there, it would just bleed the whole tank empty. So anyway, I called the manufacturer and they sent me another check valve, and they also told me where to find the check valve since I had to replace it myself. So well, when the thing was on its way here, I took the old one apart, found the foreign piece in it, the Teflon tape in it. Cleaned it, took the tape out, made sure it was clean, put it all back in there, and it's functioning fine. So at this point, and the guy, the service guy was well aware of that. He said, I'm going to send you one. He says, you might take the other one out and see if there's something stuck in it, or if it's stuck, you'll have a spare one. So anyway, that's the case. I ended up with a spare one. And I'll show you, we'll start this up in a minute or two here. Try and keep this as short as possible. You see I hung some signs up there. Here, Super Chevrolet Service, our friends the Three Stooges. And right now I only have one plate. I had a few more in the other garage, and when I redid that garage, I took them down. And that's the only one I can find. I don't know if I gave them away or I got them stashed somewhere. But right now it's the only one I can find. But anyway, there'll be more compressors installed and up and running. And in the meantime, while I was waiting on the computer and everything else, I got that one done. I insulated that one and sheetrocked and taped that one. Finished painting it today. Put the final coat of paint on it today. So that one's done too now. So we're making progress here. The painters have been working in the bathroom, the hall bath update, the other playlist of videos that I've been putting up. Painters have been working in there, so like I said, that allows me to be out here and do my thing out here. Still have to do this wall, and that one's going to take a little more planning because I have to figure out what I want to do there in the way of benches, like work benches, tables, and that kind of stuff. This is a table that I had. I'm just using it here temporarily. I don't think it's going to stay there. It's kind of big. I mean, it's deep. It's way too deep. It was built to use as an extra table when you have a whole bunch of people here. Like in lieu of a folding table. It's about 8 feet long and it's like 36 inches across. I do have two of these. Still like restaurant supply, restaurant tables. They're stainless steel. Unfortunately, I don't have the legs for them, and I cannot seem to come up with a piece of tubing that will fit in these sleeves. So what I think I'm going to do is make two wooden bases for them. You see they have these, they have these threaded holes. That's like a nutsert. There's a 1/4-20 threaded nutsert in there. 1, 2, 3, 4 places on each side. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is make like a workbench, a 4x4 post, legs with 2x4s in between them, and I'll just set that up so I can put this right on top of it and bolt it on through those quarter 20 with some quarter 20s, you know, right through a 2x4 that runs from end to end. So I've got two of these. There's one there, and there's one there. They were leftovers on some job where I used to work, you know, and they got stashed in a building where they had all this junk, and they decided they were going to use that building and they wanted to empty it out. So they told us, you know, anything that's in there you guys want, have at it. And that looked good to me. I've been storing these things probably for 10 years. But anyway, so I'm going to use those somewhere on that wall. But I want to put some equipment there too. I want to get a disc and a belt sander, you know, combination machine that stands on its own, stands on the floor. Like I said, I'm going to do a bead blast cabinet over there, probably in the corner where that ladder is. I've got a box and pan brake, a 4-foot box and pan brake in the other garage that I'm probably going to bring out here, a drill press. So anyway, like I said, I got to lay that out. I think it's the best way to do it. Get dimensions on all the equipment and do a scale drawing and see what it looks like rather than start building. But anyway, let's see if we can make this thing start up. I'll show you how this little relay thing, the solenoid, the condensate drain works. All right, so we're gonna switch that on. I've got the air hose outside with the little blow thing taped on, so I'm gonna bleed this down. What you're gonna see here is when the motor starts, one little light on that relay will go on, which means the relay's got power and it's timing. In the meantime, the solenoid down at the bottom will be open, letting any condensate out. When the second light comes on the relay, that means the relay timed out and it shut the solenoid off. And I like the way this works. The only problem is that timer doesn't seem to be very accurate. It's like you turn it to like where it should be 5 seconds or something like that, and it's almost instant. You turn it a tiny bit more and it's like 10 seconds. So anyway, let's let some air out and see if this starts. And you can see, you can watch that relay. Got to get down to 125 pounds to start. And it was fairly close, it looked like, according to the gauge. See how fast that timed out? It's set for almost 10 seconds. Anyway, it worked. I just got to turn that timer on. See, and I just turned it up a touch. I'm going to turn it up a tiny bit more. See how much difference that made? That was just a nudge. But I like that. You can see how much water came out. I guess that's how much I need to leave. It did spew some water out when it was open long enough. Alright, anyway, you can't hear me anymore, so that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.